How's it going? How's it going, everyone? Jared here from the IIA. We're doing a webinar today with Samantha Kelly, award-winning social media expert, and we're giving a presentation this morning on the power of social media and Twitter for small businesses. So I'll hand you back to Samantha now. Do you want to proceed, Samantha?
Well, hello everyone. I'm really happy to be here and thank you for taking the time to join us on your lunch break, I presume. Do let us know if you are watching the webinar. If you want to take screenshots or anything like that, feel free. We have a lot of people in the room, so you're very, very welcome. As you know, you can ask questions and stuff as well, but also if you use the hashtag IE Internet Day, then we can engage on Twitter as well afterwards. So any of the people watching, you can actually start to build relationships straight away. So just so you know, this is me, this is my Twitter, and just people sometimes get confused with Twitter is not Facebook, okay? So just get Facebook and everything you've learned about Facebook out of your head right now. Twitter is a wonderful B2B platform, but also a B2C platform. So it's fantastic for building relationships. It's a great way to engage with your customers. So if you have a particular audience in mind, you can actually start talking to them straight away. You have customers at your fingertips. You can engage with them. You can build really strong relationships on Twitter. It's so easy, and I'm going to show you how. So as you can see, I'm a verified Twitter account. I'm the author of Tweet Your Way to Success. But don't buy it because, to be honest, I'm going to come out with a new one. I don't like the first one now. It's funny the way when you progress, you go, oh no, that wasn't very good. But now I want to do another one. So I sprinkle Twitter magic everywhere. I'm the founder of the Women's Inspire Network, and I'm a TEDx speaker. And I'm also a brand ambassador for Design Wizard. And I'm also a nice people collector and award winner. So that's my bio, as you can see. So just also to let you know, the Design Wizard, I'm a brand ambassador for them, which means that then they will be similar to Canva, but they're actually a Cork business and they're a startup. So they're really, really cool if you want to start making images. So we'll talk about them later as well. So how can you make Twitter really work for your business? Well, first of all, you need to decide, are your audience there? Okay, so the Twitter demographics, now these are from a couple of years ago, but this was when Twitter, the demographic that was driving Twitter's popularity at the time. So really, as you can see, it's age 35 to 55 really that are on Twitter, and the highest growing demographic are the over 55s, and that could be because we gave them all iPads and phones for Christmas, but also because a lot of the grandchildren emigrated during the recession, so a lot of them had to learn how to get tech savvy and savvy on Skype and engaging on Facebook and stuff. So it's really interesting to see that demographic is one of the highest growing demographics. So the important thing is to be a person as well, okay? So the eggheads have gone, thank goodness, but if you want to get a really good following, the first thing you need to do is make sure your bio looks really cool, like my example there that I showed you. So make sure that your bio has a really nice picture, for example, or your logo of your business. So you could have your picture there because people buy from people and people like to engage with people and human beings. We're all human beings, okay? So it's always good to have a really good picture of yourself. And if you don't want to do that and you want to put your logo up, that's fine too as well. So you could put your logo here and then put a picture of yourself here doing what you do. So if you're a dog walker, put a picture of you walking the dogs. And then you can also, or you can have your picture here and then your logo here and pin tweet here. Like just make it look really interesting. Like if you read my bio, it's warm, it makes me look approachable, and that's what you want. The more approachable you look, the better, because people will click follow. So why do you want followers? You want followers because followers are your own army of marketeers, okay? If people follow you, that means they're interested in you or your business, or they've seen a tweet that they liked and they really resonated with them, okay? So if you have followers, that means they're already interested in you or what you do. So you need to hang on to these followers by engaging with them, by making them feel good, like whether, maybe just see how they are. Have you ever asked any of your followers how their day is going? Every now and then I go into my followers and I just see what they're up to, and they might be promoting an event, so I give them a little retweet. And a retweet to 42,000 people for someone who only has like 50 or 100 followers, that's really cool for them, and it makes their day. So the benefits to business are huge. It's free to use. unless I'm running your account, of course. It's free to use, and potential customers are at your fingertips. And 85% of people said they would buy from a small business owner they have engaged with on Twitter. And you have access to a global market as well, which is the big, huge thing. If you have a website that's selling products, you can drive traffic from Twitter all over the world. You can get sales. And I've seen it, I've done it, it works. So Twitter is a great platform for driving traffic to your website. So if you have Google Analytics, if you have a website and you don't have access to your Google Analytics, start. So just Google Google Analytics and make sure you have access to your Google Analytics. That will tell you where the traffic is coming from. So it will tell you if Twitter's working, if the traffic's coming from Facebook, and if the traffic is coming from Facebook, keep doing it. But if the traffic's coming from Twitter, you can really, really build on that, okay? As I said, like the demographic, 35 to 55-year-olds, over 55 is the highest growing demographic. A lot of SMEs are on Twitter. So if your target market are SMEs, you need to be on Twitter. Also, they're mostly professional and urban as well. That could be to do with the Wi-Fi though, in rural areas as well, you know, so just be aware of that. You'll also have a head start over your competitors if you're on Twitter, because a lot of people still don't understand Twitter, which is why you're here probably, and it's probably why you're here in the first place, is because it is really confusing for some people. So just so you know, the biggest thing about Twitter is it's really easy to create a community, and creating a community is what I excel at. So if you want to create a community, Twitter is really, really easy to build a community around you. You want to surround yourself with people who get you and what you do and understand what you're doing. So let's say, for example, you're in the wedding industry. You could create a community of other people in the wedding industry, because let's face it, if the photographer is getting a gig with the bride might say, oh gosh, I must get my cake as well. And what do you know? If you're in a community of wedding suppliers, guess what? The photographer's probably going to say, actually, I know Mary, she makes great wedding cakes. Here's her details, you know? So just be aware that when you have a community also gives you power. So when you have power in a community, you start getting people coming to you. You start getting sponsors coming to you. You start getting people asking you to help them because they want to reach your community. So if you build a community of people in a certain industry, people that want to get to those people are going to go to you, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if people trust you and you own this community, they're going to come to you. So reach out to leaders and influencers on Twitter. It's really easy to do that. You just go and you click follow. I followed Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker from Star Wars a while back, and I started engaging with him and I started chatting, and oh my goodness, he followed me back the other day. So there you go. You know, you just don't know who you're talking to. Now, I know Mark Hamill is probably not going to buy my products, but it's not about that. It's about building relationships. You can build relationships with people who might buy your product, that might be interested. And if they like you and they like the content you're putting out, then they're going to buy from you. So join in with Twitter chats. There's lots of wonderful Twitter chats. There's Belfast Hour, which is on tonight at 10 p.m. There's Irish Biz Party. I don't know if they still do the Twitter chat, but there's Women's Inspire hashtag, which is on a Tuesday night, which is my Women's Inspire Network, which is all women in business and female entrepreneurs. That's 10 to 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. So there's lots of really good Twitter chats you can join in with. There's Twitter chats on everything from pharmacies to, you know, this chats about Irish music, all that kind of stuff. So do go and look. Just use the search bar. The search bar on Twitter is your friend, okay? Just put the words you're looking for into the search bar. Be authentic is huge, okay? We know, us Twitter users know if you're false, okay? So if you are not a nice person online, you're normally not a nice person offline as well. So just keep that in mind. Be nice. Just be kind, okay? Be nice to people. When you're good to people, you could make someone's day with a comment, even if it's just congratulations on your award. Like, imagine how that would make someone feel who's just starting out in business. And that person starting out in business might need your services in the future. Or if they don't need it, think about maybe their mom needs it or their dad, you know? So just be nice to everyone, really. Don't bitch about others online. When you bitch about others, trust me, people give out about me all the time, and you know what, I just block them, or people tell me when those people are talking about me, even though I have them blocked. So people are watching, and people, it's a small world, okay? People will tell others when you're talking about them. Okay, what is a hashtag? So a hashtag, these are Twitter chats that take place. These are really good ones and really active ones. So a hashtag is like you're going into a different room or a different conversation. So if you just click on a hashtag that you like, if you see a hashtag today, like if you click on IE Internet Day, for example, you're going to see every single person that's taking part or watching this or taking part in Internet Day today. So if you click on the hashtag, then you click on the latest tweets, you'll see all the tweets talking about that particular topic. And that includes, if you are in the beauty business, start using hashtag beauty. If you're in Wexford, start using hashtag Wexford. If you're in business, start using hashtag business. It's one of the busiest hashtags to join in with. So if you're putting out content, start using that hashtag. So you have Irish Biz Party. I think that might not be taking part on, I think it takes part all day now. So just check that one out. Women's Inspire is 10 to 11. If you want to take a screenshot, Belfast Hour is 9 to 10 on Thursdays. Irish Med is a good one for doctors, nurses, anyone in the health space. That's Wednesdays 10 to 11. And Irish Health Hour is Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Sunday mornings I have there, excuse me, sorry about that, 8 to 9 p.m. And that's anyone in the health space, well-being, anything like that. So you try and join in with these communities and get to know some people. So the great way to engage your audience is just start talking, folks. You know, when I started on Twitter, I was quite lonely and the kids were in bed and I just started talking to people. And I found that there were other people just like me that were small business owners and that were trying to build their business and using Twitter to reach a global audience. So start talking to people like yourself. You know, build a network around you. Start talking to the people who are at this webinar now. So if you go on the hashtag IE Internet Day, start talking to some of the people who are here. So anyone who is here, just like if you want to, just start talking to the other person who was watching the presentation. Say, oh yeah, I got that out of that presentation, or that was really good. And what do you do anyway? And where are you based? Start talking to people. Images are really, really, really good as well. And I can't emphasize the importance of putting out good content, okay? Great content is so important because if you're an expert in what you do, okay, use that expertise and show people you're the expert in what you do. So if you're an expert in sales, if you're an expert in something, like you need to tell people what you do top 5 tips on how to do whatever it is you're in business. Like if you're a hairdresser, the top 5 hairstyles that are in vogue this season, the top 5 ways to do an upstyle, all that kind of stuff is really, really useful for your audience. That's what we want to know. And show before and after pictures as well. They're great. Images are wonderful. If you see a beautiful sunset when Ophelia was happening, we all saw images of trees falling on the road, and it was really, really informative. We could see where not to go. We could see what was getting hit, where was getting hit the worst. So really do use images, because images are more likely to be retweeted as well. They're 200 times more likely to be retweeted than no image. So bear that in mind as well. And when you are doing images, as I said, designwizard.com, check them out. They're brilliant. It's really easy to make images. And if you want to use Design Wizard, actually, you can use a code DW5SK. DW5SK will give you 5 free images. So go and check it out and have a play around with it. It's great fun. So tell your story as well. My internet connection is unstable apparently, so I hope you can hear me still. Tell your story, take your audience on a journey. When I was doing the social media summit, my car broke down once, I got a blowout on my tire, besides needing a new car, but it was really like interesting the way, you know, I was able to bring people on that journey, show pictures of the blowout, the tire blowout, and you know, I was able to talk to people and tell them about what was going on and for me, and you know, it was kind of funny for them to see the things and the issues I was coming up against. Assist others, share their content. So if you are helping others, you know, by sharing their content and tagging them, they're going to love the fact that you're sharing their content, because you're actually driving traffic to their website. So like, help others as well. It's not all about you. So don't be talking about just me all the time either. And when you share content with other people, they appreciate that, because, you know, I saw something, there was awards coming up and I know I couldn't enter, it was startup awards or something. So I shared it out to my audience and they were really, really happy with that, because it gave someone else a chance to enter, you know. So it's nothing to do with me, no benefit to me, except I was helping someone else. So assist others is really important. Ask questions. So ask your audience questions. So if you're not sure if your audience is on Twitter, why don't you just ask your audience? Ask them, you know, hi guys, you know, do, like, maybe if it's an accounting software or something, you know, saying, do you have an accountant? Yes or no? Or do you do your accounts yourself, yes or no? Ask those questions and get the feedback. And then you can use that poll in a blog post, the results of the Twitter poll as well, in a blog post, or questions. You can use those results in a blog post. Do surveys as well. We love that. We love clicking on things on Twitter. So another way as well is to listen to what your customers are saying. So go into your followers and see how is Mary's day going? Is she having a bad day? If she's having a bad day, jump in and give her some encouragement. You don't underestimate the power of engaging with someone, especially one of your followers, because it just shows them that, you know they're there and that you appreciate them. Okay, so this is a tweet that I did when I did the Social Media Summit the first year. I'm a brand ambassador for the Social Media Summit. It's happening again in March. But this was the first one. And this was when I took my audience on a journey about all the ups and downs and having to go on the bus early to Dublin for meetings and all this kind of stuff. This was the end of it actually wasn't the end. It was only the beginning, but it was the end of the journey as such for my followers. So I just said, wow, vision becoming reality. If you can dream it, you can do it. And I used the hashtag Social Media Summit, and I tagged Social Media Summit as well. Like, that tweet got so much engagement. Why? Because it's positive. It's a nice tweet. It has a nice quote from Disney. And look, it's a full room full of people on their phones tweeting and doing social media. And so it just tells the story right there. And people were happy first. Like, my haters weren't so happy. They were like, oh, she did it, But just to be aware, keep it positive. Nice positive tweets. Now, I also do Twitter polls. So Twitter polls are really easy to do. If you have your phone with you, I'll just show you. You can do it on your phone. All you do is you click compose tweet, and then you see on the bottom, you have these lines here at the bottom. If you just click on those horizontal lines, that will give you 4 possible options of answers. So check that out later, and you can ask a question and do a Twitter poll. So you can ask questions and then make a blog post out of the results. I also did funny ones, this is just for fun. Look, Twitter is about having fun and finding people that you like. So if you're into running, start following other people into running. If you're into Star Wars, start following other people who are into Star Wars, and start making a community and making friends on Twitter. So we have, I did a quick one, Liam Neeson or Brad Pitt. So that was just a bit of fun, and Liam Neeson won. It was just a bit of fun on a Friday night. So really the secret is on Twitter that people don't really understand is the fact it's all about engagement, interaction, and building relationships. It's not about throwing out ads or throwing out tweets. It's not an advertising platform, but you can throw in an ad now and then and make it, the important thing is to make it not look like an ad, or maybe tweak it and make it sound really interesting, but it's not about that. It's about building relationships, engaging and interacting, and the sales will come, trust me. Be authentic. That goes without saying. Assist others and be kind, and keep away from controversy. And that's a big one. So I don't get involved in Trump. I don't get involved in the water charges or any of that. I just stay away from it, okay? Because look, anything you tweet can be kept. So just stay out of it, really. And do you really want to get involved in big debates? No. Now, some people have Twitter accounts that are notorious for that, and that's how they get their attention. But look, I just keep away from controversy. So especially if you're a business, it's always a good idea. Support others. It's so important to support others, okay? Now, this is just a slide, a snapshot of what happened at the Social Media Summit. So always track your results as well. And there are different apps that you can track your results and see, like Google Analytics is great because you can see where your traffic is coming from. This was hash tracking. And so I tracked the hashtag on the day. And as you can see here, the words that were used are all really positive, nice words. So it's a great thing to show potential sponsors in the future. And this was 2 years ago, and already 73% of people in the audience were using mobile, and we hit 117 million timelines, and there was 13,000 tweets mentioned Social Media Summit. So that's pretty cool stuff, right? So that kind of stuff is the stuff that is important, tracking your data, But for me as well, what's happened for me on this journey is I've become an influencer myself. So, I've been named in lists by Joel Comm. Like if you are an expert in what you do, you can become an influencer. This is a great thing about Twitter and social media. You can have a slice of the pie. You know, all these people, the famous people and influencers, you can become an influencer in your space. So if you are the top solicitor, become an influencer in that space. If you're the top person in the health space, start becoming an influencer, start writing. Like there's a lady, Helena Tuberty, she's a fertility expert. She is becoming an influencer in that space because she's writing articles about it. She's doing talks about it. She's being featured in lists and stuff. So, you know, make sure that you start getting featured in lists, like get the attention of these influencers like Joel Comm. Get their attention, start talking to them. You know, he made friends of me on Facebook as well. And, you know, it's just amazing what can happen through social media. Creating a community. This is really important. I was mentioning it earlier. I created a community of women just like me that are working from home, that can't get to workshops and want to learn online. So we do workshops, we do online coffee mornings, we do webinars. And like that's because I found that there were people just like me. So find people just like you, find your tribe, you know. And then another thing that happens is big brands start coming to you. When you start showing that you're the expert in what you do on Twitter, people are watching. Every single customer here, every single client found me on Twitter. Okay, just so you know. And also, lovely things happen too. So I was brought to America, Tour America brought me to America, first class, to go and tweet while I was there. So if you are an influencer in the tourist space and travel space, start putting out good content and people will contact you and they will ask you to help them. I've met wonderful people on my journey, Ted Rubin, Mary Smith. These are big social media influencers. You know, so really the important thing is to make sure if you are an expert in your space, start putting out great content, start talking to people who want to learn from you. And when you start sharing a bit of your knowledge, the people will come. And Twitter is a great platform for doing that. Jared.
Thank you very much for that, Samantha. That was excellent. I was going to ask anyone in the audience if they have any questions, they can chat to us using the chat function or using the hashtag. We have a few people there engaged with the IE Internet Day hashtag. I have a question myself, Samantha. How did you get involved in tweeting? What started you out? What was your previous job role and what attracted you to doing business via Twitter?
Well, to be honest, I started a business called Funky Goddess and I had no Twitter account, nothing. And my sister put me on Twitter and said, you need to start tweeting. And I was like, okay. And so at nighttime when the kids were in bed, I started talking about my business, which was a bit of a taboo. It was a first period gift box for girls. And I just started talking to their moms. And then I found lone fathers really needed my product. So I started building a global network just by talking to people. So that's really how I started. I do want to point out as well that another great platform is LinkedIn. I just want to point out that a lot of people think you can't be authentic and you can't be yourself on LinkedIn. But I just want to show, I did a post recently about the fact that I got divorced, right? I'm just going to get that up here now for you. And I put it up on LinkedIn. And I just want to show you the amount of views I've got since I put it up. And this was nothing to do with business. This was to do with the fact I got divorced and it was just, I got some negativity. So I just put up this post saying, geez, guys, relax. LinkedIn is about business, but it's also about people. So funny enough, people buy from people. And I put up this post and it won't click now, of course. But anyway, just to let you know that LinkedIn...
Hit the see post analytics. Just come by there. I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn's probably my primary social media for business.
Yeah, but just to let people know that you can actually be a bit more, you know, relaxed. It won't. No, my clicking thing is not working. Sorry, I apologize, folks. My clicking thing is not working. But anyway, just so you know that I got 131 comments. I've got 220,000 views on it. So don't be afraid to be authentic on LinkedIn as well. People buy from people. So please remember that. So it does work as well.
Perfect. Have a question from the audience. What is the name of the image library that you refer to?
Designwizard.com. Designwizard.com. They're Irish. They're a startup. They're in Cork. So I like to support Irish. And I will tweet it out later and I can give you a code. It's DW5SK. We'll give you free images if you want to have a play around and check that out. It's really good. It will be great for doing images for your social media, for your blog posts, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And they're a startup as well. So I like to support them.
Perfect. Next question, just from Hazel there. if you are not working from home or an entrepreneur and are not given enough time to tweet and engage properly for the brand page, what would you suggest? And then we send up useful information, product posts, as most of our followers are already customers, and facts. Should we search for followers that we want? So it's kind of two questions.
Okay.
What would you suggest what would you suggest for if you're not working from home and you're not given enough time to do social media?
Okay, well that's really unfair. Whoever's making people do social media as and it's not just their sole role. And I keep encouraging companies to get someone that actually is allocated social media as their role, you know, because it's so important. That's where the people are. That's where the audience are. If you're ever sitting on a bus or a train, what are people doing? They're sitting and they're scrolling through their phones. So your brand needs to be there. But for you, you know, the busy times on Twitter, I can tell you, okay? So the busiest time I have found is 9 to 11 p.m. Now, obviously, you don't want to be tweeting at that time. You can schedule tweets from TweetDeck, but I'm not a big fan of scheduling because you need to be there to engage if someone asks you a question. But if it's a brand, this time is good, 1 to 3 p.m. or 12:30 probably to 3 p.m. But again, it depends on the brand and it depends on the business. If you're not given enough time, like maybe they need to watch this webinar, you know, and, you know, they need to learn that, you know, social media is so important. This is the way it's going. Also, if you haven't got much time to tweet, you could do a little video. Twitter video is really effective. I think check the engagement, you know, that you're getting at the moment, and then just suggest that they try different things like what I suggest. I had loads of blog posts on my tweetinggoddess.com. You know, it depends on the brand, I'm afraid, Hazel. It depends on the business as well. So I can't really advise fully, but I suppose just try and get on the busiest times instead, you know. It would be those 2 times. And also the morning commute is quite busy as well.
Do you recommend, just because I think Hazel's asking how do you become more productive managing the social media, do you recommend linking stuff? Like I put up tweets and No, unlink Facebook to Twitter for sure, because if you go on Twitter and you see a Facebook link, people on Twitter hate Facebook links. We never click on Facebook links. So you're actually losing, there's no point in putting something on Twitter with a Facebook link. I bet there's no engagement happening. Is there any other tools to make people more efficient for?
Yeah, there's loads. There are loads of tools out there. I use Content Cal for planning, so that might be one for Hazel to look at. Content Cal, contentcal.io. I also use, TweetDeck is great, tweetdeck.com, Buffer. There are lots of tools out there if you are time poor, but the thing about scheduling is don't connect the accounts. Have different content going to, like Facebook is a different audience to Twitter, totally different audience. And Instagram, like you've got 16 to 35-year-olds on Instagram, so it's totally different content again, you know. Now you can schedule with Content Cal to different like there is a free version, I think, but you know, the company will probably have to pay for the pro version. But definitely, if you want an introduction to the guy from Content Cal, I can introduce you. There's also Agora Pulse. There are different ones, you know.
See, Hazel's using Hootsuite there. So
yes, Hootsuite, yeah, exactly. Actually, that's another webinar right there. Tools to help you.
Myself and Samantha were talking about what the next webinar to do, so maybe we'll look at that. Another question there from Sandra. During hashtag hours, is it okay to have informal chats with people in the chat, or do you run the risk of having inside jokes that exclude others? So what's your view of that?
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, actually, it's about encouraging conversation. And when you see, the more you use that hashtag, the more the other people can also jump in the conversation. So you have the option there. Like it's perfectly okay. But you can jump in and say, what the hell is this all about? And ask them. You know, jump in and say, what are you talking about? And then jump in. And then there you go. You're making 2 new relationships right there.
Or I find sometimes if that happens, you're having a conversation in the public facing Twitter, I say, and you DM people, and then you get to know people a little bit better if you don't want to be public with your in-jokes.
True. That's true. And I don't like excluding anybody. But one thing about Twitter, by the way, which is really important, but I actually didn't mention, sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
Twitter is great for building relationships, but the next important thing is to take that relationship offline. I have met loads of my followers, loads. I might be in Mullingar, and actually there was one example, Mooncoin, a lady in Mooncoin has a little cafe in Mooncoin. I was on my way to County Clare on my holidays, and I said, you know what, there's that cafe, that's that girl on Twitter. So I said, let's pop in here for a cup of tea. And we just popped in, I took some pictures, took a selfie with her. She was thrilled. And so I helped make her day great, but also, it was nice to actually meet her as well, and to know there she is now, and help her. So just be aware, like anywhere in the country, if you know someone is in that place, like just say, look, I'm actually in the area, do you want to have a cup of tea?
Yes, excellent. I have another question, Stag. This is from Carl. Is it important that a business owner should speak with their own voice on social media, or should they outsource to a social media professional?
Okay, well, I am a social media professional, so it is really important that you get the voice. If you do hire someone to do it, that they know your voice and they know your what it is you believe in, and they need to know everything about you and what your ethos is and stuff. So be very careful when selecting your social media manager. I love to see CEOs on Twitter. I love to see those guys on Twitter, the owners, because people buy from people. If you're a small business owner, you might not have the budget to hire a social media professional. So do it yourself, because I love to buy from people. People buy from people. And like there was, for example, like this gentleman here, he sent me a lovely diary, a lovely notebook with leather bound and all. And you know what? Chances are I'm going to send him lots of orders, because it was such a lovely gift to get. But the thing is, I talk to him on social media. I don't talk to the brand as much. I talk to him, so people buy from people.
That's amazing. Cool. Any more questions, anyone? I have one about your time. Do you take breaks during the day? Like if you're working into 9 to 11, does that mean you finish work at 2 and take a break, have to live your life, and then come back online? Like shift work?
Yeah, I do. I try not to get the computer on until 9 o'clock when Abby's gone to school and when my other daughter's gone to work. And then what I do is I work through, I have different things. I might be doing a webinar, I might have to go to a meeting or something. And then when she comes back from school, 3 till 9 o'clock, I try and kind of stay away as much as possible. Sure, yeah. I might schedule tweets, but you know what? It's not even a busy time on Twitter anyway, because don't forget, everyone else is doing the same. School runs, after school activities. So think that way as well. Your customers, you might be wasting your time putting that tweet out at 4:30, So wait till the busy time. And that's when I come back online between 9 and 11. Work-life balance, it's hard to get the work-life balance, but I have a team of 7 as well. So it's getting easier.
Delegate. Excellent. I have a question here from Joan. Is the hashtag on Twitter the same chat as the hashtag on Instagram, or are they totally separate?
Okay, I'm not an Instagram expert, but yes, if you have a hashtag on Instagram, it means you can find people who are talking about that particular topic, as far as I know. But for Twitter, it's a once you use that hashtag, people can search on Twitter for that particular hashtag. So I'm not an Instagram expert, I'm afraid. We are doing one of the, there's another webinar, Instagram. So, you're getting loads of ideas here, but Joe, I actually, the hashtag on Instagram, I'm assuming it's the same, that you can fine tune your audience and find the right people by using those hashtags.
Yeah, no, I find I use Instagram a bit, and mostly for my personal stuff. I do have one set up for the company, but the hashtag, although they're totally separate, if you put them in and you have your Instagram linked to your Twitter, which some people do to get pull people back in, I use if this then that. I can see your face, so it actually puts the picture in the tweet. You don't have to click the link. So IIA.com. It'll transfer the hashtag through, but if you click in Twitter, you're not going to be directed to the hashtag in Instagram. It just doesn't work like that. But you find some brands just fully have their Instagram profiles, and they concentrate on that and don't even go near Twitter. Some of the younger brands, or some visual brands like the makeup companies and such.
See, a lot of the Twitter, we're a bit snobby when it comes to links from other platforms. We're a little bit snobby. Now, we're not snobby about going to a website, but we're a bit snobby about other social media coming into, like, a link from another social media source. So just bear that in mind, though. I think if you're going to concentrate on Twitter, concentrate on Twitter. Find out where your audience are. If your sales are coming from Instagram, stick with Instagram.
Yeah,
just do what works. Experiment, play around and experiment.
Yeah, with myself, it's LinkedIn. Like I do Twitter, tweet a bit, but LinkedIn, I really see if I put up a picture, I can get inquiries next week. Whereas, because I'm in the B2B market space, I'm not selling to consumers. Whereas I say people in the B2C, Twitter and Facebook are good platforms for them.
And I like driving traffic from LinkedIn to Twitter and Twitter to LinkedIn. So just to bear that in mind, that LinkedIn is actually the same audience you see, so it's not so bad.
Excellent. Another question from Hazel, and it kind of relates to my question there. Another issue working with social media for a brand, but not full-time, is not being live at all times. I would not look through it at the weekends. Is this an issue for the general people working from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday?
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons, Hazel, that people do hire outside people to come in and do the social media and outsource. Like I have a lot of clients that actually are businesses, like brands like that. What they do is they come to us and we do the tweets for them, because they're not, like, you don't want to be tweeting at 9:30 at night when you finish work, you know, and this is the busy time on Twitter. So that's why it's great to outsource. But they could be missing out. But then once you say on the bio, manned from 9 to 5 p.m., that's acceptable, you know, because then you can see in your bio, look, there's nobody on this till Monday. You know, so it's okay to put that in your bio.
Yeah. Hazel, do you mind just mentioning what industry you're in? You don't have to say the company, but just what type of business you're working for. Because again, B2B is all 9 to 5, but I know like the consumer brands, they come alive at night and on the weekends. Just and a follow-up question to that, Samantha, bots. What's your opinion of people automating responses? Some people do that too.
Okay, I am looking at chatbots for my website for Women's Inspire Network, because we get a lot of queries coming in there that could be just answered with a chatbot. But DMs, auto DMs, crowdfire, follower, all those things, just get rid of them, because what they do is they unfollow people when you don't know and stuff. And I just don't like them, and I hate getting automated DMs. I want to talk to a person. I remember getting an auto DM saying da-da-da something, and I replied to it and they never responded to me. So I'm like, what, you know, why did you DM me? You know, I don't have time I get loads of DMs. Can you imagine? And a DM to me means something urgent, or just something I have to attend to right now. And I am really busy and I don't have time to go into DMs if it's just an auto DM. I just unfollow that person. So don't use them.
Yeah, no, my view is the same. You spend all the effort doing marketing to get people to engage, and then you say, I'm not good enough to talk to, you're not good enough to talk to directly, I'm going to have a robot talk to you. Let's try direct when you get them to engage. Hazel just mentioned she's in the lighting wholesale, B2B and B2C retail. So she's in the lighting business. So for the B2B, I'd say you're safe saying to 9 to 5. For the B2C, I think people buying lights on a Friday night and expect an immediate response, would they be reasonable and be happy that if you come back with a quote or details on the Monday morning?
I think you could, you could look at send them to the website. Maybe look at a chat bot there and say, "Hi guys, thank you for your query. We're not here till Monday." You could set up a chat bot for that. You know, the thing is about Twitter, you know, you just put on the bio, this account is manned from 9 to 5 p.m. If you have any further queries, go to our website and we will respond straight away. Send them to the contact form.
Perfect. Cool. Anyone else any queries? They do seem to browse late at night, Hazel just says, and send inquiries. Thanks, excellent.
That's interesting now, Hazel, yeah, that you said that. You see, you could put a tweet out as well saying, "Hi guys, we're gone for the day, but if you have any queries, we'll get back to you first thing in the morning or on Monday," or whatever. Just do that tweet on a Friday saying, "Hi guys, have a great weekend, we'll see you on Monday. Any queries, we'll get back to you Monday."
Yeah, you're setting the expectation there so people know, okay, I'm not looking at my watch waiting for you to respond, ticking it. Good.
Just so Hazel knows as well, the better investment for the company could be, like I have a Women's Inspire network with women that make decisions on where to buy lights, just saying. So maybe you can take part in Women's Inspire hashtag or joining the network, Hazel, because you are a woman. Ask your senior, you know, could you join the network? Because at least you can start talking about what you do and put up pictures, and people, you could get customers that way. And some of, like all of them are business owners, small business owners. So.
Perfect. I have a question. And if you're a business and you set up the Twitter, is there a way to delegate access to it, or do you have to share the password? What do people do? Or is there, if I have a business and I set up a Twitter account, but I want multiple people to use it, do we all share the password and manage it that way, or is there tools where you can have
Content Cal
as well? Is excellent.
Yeah, Content Cal, you don't have to. Actually, Content Cal is great. Do you want me I'll just show it to you, will I?
Yeah, I think we have time. I think we should, if we can, we'll go for another 20 minutes.
I'll just show it to you here so you can see, okay? Because Content Cal, just so you know, I'll just give you an idea what it's like now. This would be, There's different prices for this, but it's just loading here. Nothing seems to be working because oh, here it is. Okay. And thanks, guys, for all the questions. It's great. Oh, you're keeping me on the ball here. So this is Content Cal. So what it does is I'm just going to, you know, it's just, there it is. I'll just put you onto it. Actually, I'm not going to go into it because that would be, so there you go. You've got, you can manage multiple accounts. You can see it shows you, yeah, it shows you what the post will look like when it comes on Facebook, but I can add a team member to that account. So I don't have to keep putting the password in and out. I can add a team member to that account. And this could be a good solution for Hazel, actually. You know, you could do it to Instagram, to Twitter, and it's all different posts. And then also it will, you can actually click them for review. So you could send them to whoever the client is and say, look, are these posts okay to go out next week? There you go. And you can plan your whole week, your whole month if you want.
Is there a rule how many tweets a day you should do if you're a business?
Well, if I was a small business owner, for my clients, I do 10 tweets a day because I find that that's the most effective. And 3 out of 10 of those tweets would be promotional.
Okay, so 7 are about interesting topics, is it?
Yeah, and it could be other people's contents. It could be articles on what they do or related to what they do. So, you know, if you're a business coach, it could be something from Forbes. It could be something about entrepreneurship. It could be something about time management, but might not necessarily won't be going to their site, be going to Forbes or somewhere like that, or an article.
Valuable information.
Yeah.
I have another question there from Mary. Samantha, with the large number of followers you have, how do you manage to give attention to the tweets you receive? It seems impossible to see them all. I have a meeting to ask you.
Well, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you. So I have that many followers, but they don't all tweet me today. You know, so I go to my notifications. I have 23 notifications there. I don't know if any of you have tweeted to me now, but I'll just click.
What's the most notifications you've ever had?
The most notifications I had was during RT Nationwide. Yeah. And Dragon's Den, anytime I'm on TV. Yeah. So in the morning, all you need to be concerned about is, so as you can see, there's all the notifications. There's James Buckley. So we'll just retweet you, James, if you're here.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So I've just retweeted James because he engaged me there. Watching live. Oh, he is. And Mayo.
I think he's, yeah, in GMIT.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. So now James, because he engaged with me, now he's getting a big hello and they're all going to slag him after this. But isn't that fantastic? And he's also got a retweet from me too. And all the other guys, I'll probably follow you guys too. So there you go. Isn't that really cool now? That just shows the power of Twitter because he engaged with me. Now all I did was I went to my notifications. Yeah. So you don't have to go to home. Go to your notifications when you log in. Hazel, when you log in the morning, all you're concerned with is your notifications, okay? And then you can go and you can build Twitter lists. I can go to my lists to see what the cool people I admire are up to. I have all different lists. I have a list of cool people. I have a list of impressive females. So I can put everything into categories, into lists, okay? So just be aware.
Do people see you're putting them on the list?
They can or they can't. So James, I can put James on a list. There's Hazel there now, I'd say, is it? There you go, Hazel, I'm going to follow you. So you see, these are people that are probably watching as well. I know this lady's watching because she told me. Mary said she was going to join in the webinar. Hi, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, so, this is Mary's question, I think.
Sorry, say that again?
It's Mary's question you're answering.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go. Well, you see, she came up in my notifications earlier, so I spoke to her. But like, all my followers don't talk to me every day, like, so, you know, it's just, I just go to my notifications. That's all I can do at the moment. I can't go to everyone. I'm not Wonder Woman. I try and be, though.
Perfect. I have a raised hand here. I'm going to see what we can do with a raised hand. We might be able to bring someone on, if they don't mind.
Will I stop sharing then, or?
Yeah, if you want to stop sharing, we'll bring in.
Oh, bad hair day today, folks. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Apologies, guys. I'm still figuring this out.
Is there a good time of the day to tweet? From BSc in Digital Media and Society students at GMIT Mayo. Hello, Mayo. Welcome. Yes, there's a good time to tweet, which is 9 to 11 p.m. is the best time because that's when most people are, but it depends on your business. It really does depend on your business. So if you're if you're a small business owner trying to reach small business owners, most people are online between 9 and 11 p.m. Because think about it, you know, the late show is on, prime time is on. People are tweeting while they're watching TV as well. So just be aware.
I think I've lowered hands by accident, so if anyone raised their hand, you could raise it again. I'll promote you and we can bring you on for a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Will that come on? And LinkedIn, is there a better time today for LinkedIn?
Do you know, I'm finding the best times for LinkedIn are between 9 and 11 p.m. and Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings.
Yes, Sunday, I find Sunday night. They're planning their week, they've opened their laptops, they're looking at their diaries, and I find it's actually it's a good time to get in touch with someone senior in the company because they're planning their Monday morning.
Absolutely, and I do the same. I plan on Sunday night. So just be aware when the kids are gone to bed, think about it that way. So think about what you're doing, and that's where other people are doing the same.
Excellent. I'm just checking Twitter here. We're good. So yeah, if there's no more questions, we might finish up. Thank you to everyone for joining us. It's been a great discussion. I've recorded this, and if it's turned out well, I'll edit it and we'll put it up online afterwards. And I was just discussing with Samantha before we started the call that we plan to do one of these a month, do a live webinar, lunchtime, servicing the whole country and outside. So if anyone has any topics, if you want to tweet myself or Samantha, I'll make a schedule of our events over the next couple of months. Just also to mention, with the Irish Internet Association, we're planning to do an e-commerce roadshow around the country now between now and March, giving training on e-commerce to small businesses, how to get up on board and training online, and it's supported by some great companies. Now,
can I just type the Women's Inspire Network link in here if any of the women want to join, and also the Design Wizard, if anyone wanted to check it out as well, if that's okay. Sorry.
Scroll it up. Yeah. We have actually just a flag. We have Paul in New York who said thank you very much. So
Paul, I'm going to New York, Paul, in November. Yay! So there you go.
If you could meet up and tweet that, that'd be good to have a tweet up over there.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thanks.
And Deirdre, I see. Yeah, Deirdre, no problem. That was putting her hand up, and that's no issue at all. And we also have some chats here, which you might close out. Thanks, guys. And Design Wizard, yeah, you put the links in there. Excellent. Okay.
DW5SK is this code. So thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, and I hope it helps. And do connect me on Twitter. And Hazel, do take part in Women's Inspire hashtag on Tuesday night with your company. And the best of luck to everybody. And I'll see you on Twitter.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Bye.